Welcome everyone to Let's Play Final Fantasy Online Episode 51. And we are on the quest to get an Ice Expected Corrupted Crystal. Now, to date, we have gotten 2 Corrupted Crystals previously, but they are not the right element. We need an Ice one. So, our contact, Sena, back in Ailport, gave us a lead to speak with a gentleman in Gridania who knows, either has or knows how to get an Ice Expected Crystal. Now, due to technical difficulties, the second half of the mission that gives us said crystal is called The Curious Case of Giggity, but we've lost that footage. So to recap, it sends us to the gentleman in the background there named Haydn. That's by one of the bridges in the vicinity of Aketo's amphitheater in Gridania, and here I'm showing the mission being The Curious Case of Giggity. So Haydn here, what he does is he sends us to the higher level area of the Central Shroud to get a particular Spriggan who had eaten an Ice Expected Crystal. Now, the crystal is particularly resilient, so there's no chance of the crystal being digested or damaged. So we go out, slay said creature, and bring the crystal back. And give it to Haydn for his inspection, and then in this case, with the mission being better late than never, he has given us the crystal back. So now we are going back to Sid to report that we finally have the crystal and that we can make final preparations to confront Garuda. So we'll go ahead and we will skip forward to where we are seeing Sid. Alright, back at the airship landing for better late than never. To get back to where Alphnaud and Sid are, right click on the airship ticketer and he'll give you the dialogue option to get back there. Alright. Right click on Sid and we'll go ahead and turn in the crystal. And he will mention that he and Alphnaud got all the repairs done, so the ship is good to go once he has the crystal. We are turning it in. And here, Sid is grateful for the crystal. He says he'll get work installed immediately, do some tests to make sure that we can get to Garuda. And also, he says that he will get us to Garuda. And he also mentions later on that he is feeling a lot better in his own skin. And with that, our Dragoon gets to level 44. So we will switch to our Dragoon. We will switch to our Warrior to keep the levels even. Warrior is only 43. Did get some updated gear for the Warrior, so we'll just update our gear, make sure that we have the latest equipped. And we will go ahead and accept the next mission, which is the Lady of the Vortex. And here, unfortunately, we'll have to skip the dialogue for the sake of brevity, because there's a lot of dialogue here. Normally, I'll be reading it to you. Okay, and we just accepted the next mission, Lady of the Vortex, and here Sid is explaining that everything is good to go. He's installed the crystals, he's also tested them, so basically, we are as prepared as we are. There is a slight chance that things might go awry, but Sid being Sid, Well, I'm pretty sure things will go just fine. So we'll go ahead and skip the rest of the dialogue here and get to the next scene.
There. She's ready.
Ah, she stirs. To Coerthas, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda. Enterprise, engage.
Damn it! I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you. Just how long have I worn these damn goggles? Ah, yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days. The young prodigy, admired by all, exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlemald. It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? When did Meteor become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter? You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not. Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming obsession. And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks. Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pureblood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this, to carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alphnaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. I remember everything. My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
Okay, and we are back. That was a lengthy cutscene, but thanks to the echo affecting Sid this time, he actually regained all his memories. So he is completely cured of his amnesia, and he has complete faculties, memories, skills, whatnot. So he is at 100% now. So now we have gotten through the barrier, and we are at the Lady of the Vortex. So here I'm showing the possible additions that Sid did with the crystals that we gave him to get us through the barrier. But we have to run over to Alphnaud here, right click on him, and he will give us a dialogue to take the task to Garuda. Basically, he says that all of our efforts, both in Coerthas or Ishgard And with the crystals, all comes down to this. We need to take the fight to the Lady of the Vortex. And the Howling Eye is now accessible. That is the trial for Garuda. And we will go ahead and do that with a party of NPCs. Now, I'm initially going to try it with the warrior here, but she's only level 43. And as you can as I do have a bit of an issue finding it. But there it is. Yeah, the Howling Eye. But she's only level 43. Our character needs to be level 44. So we're not going to be able to do it with the warrior here. So we're going to switch to our Dragoon. So we will go ahead and skip forward to the start of the dungeon as our Dragoon. Okay, so here we have another piece of dialogue. I thought this was going to be a voiced cutscene, but there will be one in a bit here. But we run into Garuda's lair, and she is a primal of wind, so she is basking in a tornado. But she does sense us. Anyway, she's going to basically say, "Who dares interrupt on her property?" And we basically say the Scions, and we're going to take her low, and she's going to be rather amused by it, not basically saying she's going to wipe the floor with us. And so the Ixal, her followers, they tried to attack the Guardian tree in the very beginning, remember. They're going to charge at us, and notice that they have followers of Titan and followers of Ifrit as prisoners here. That's going to become important later. But Sid and Alphnaud, they're going to break off and hold the Ixal at bay while we take care of Garuda. And of course, Garuda is finding that very amusing, as she basically believes that we have really no chance of doing anything to her. And she's basically going to say as much. So I'm going to let the rest of this play out. Feel free to pause to read the dialogue here. And we will pick up once the battle starts. And we're back. So this is the trial, the Howling Eye, where we are up against the Primal of Wind Garuda, who is worshipped by the Ixal. Anyway, if you're the tank, make sure your tank stance is on as normal, and face her away from the rest of the crowd. like just like they're doing right here. Now with this normal difficulty level, the important mechanics will be for when she flies up vertically off the screen and comes back. That's when you'll have mechanics to take care of. Until then, it's just like any other fight. Keep the pressure on. If you're the tank, use mitigations when needed. And avoid AoE attacks when they come. Just like the tank did right there. Okay, here we go. So she's going to leave and she's going to come back and she's going to do a mass attack that in the very line. Just like we did, go behind one of those rock barriers to break line of sight. They won't hit you then. Run back and put the pressure back on. Okay, here she releases feathers. Go ahead and kill the feathers. And here, the tab targeting wasn't the friendliest, so it had a little bit of issue here. Once all the feathers are dead, go ahead and put the pressure back on Garuda. Okay, next she's gonna leave the stage, come back, and again she's gonna do that AoE attack we had to get behind a pillar to avoid. Once she's done, go ahead and get back behind, put the pressure. Now notice how she destroyed that pillar there. That means the pillar is gonna be less effective. Anyway, she released a bunch of feathers. Go ahead and kill the feathers. That's going to come important later on. Okay. Once you're done, if you have time, go ahead, put the pressure back on Garuda. Okay. Here she's going to do a mass attack where she's going to destroy all the rocks. So now there is no hiding. Keep the pressure on Garuda and wait for the next mechanic. Okay, here you want to stay out of the highlighted area. If you're ranged, you have to keep an eye out, but since we're melee, it doesn't really matter. Okay, here. She's going to leave, come back, and she's going to release a bunch. She's going to do that line of sight attack. And here's a good time to do the level 1 limit break as we have. And here she released feathers. Go ahead and kill the feathers once they are in range. As you see the NPCs are helping along with. Alright, go ahead and put the pressure back on Garuda here. Stay up the highlighted area. Okay, now you're going to want to go to the very back of the area you can, staying out of the highlight area. She's going to do a mass attack. But since we kill all the feathers, it's not going to reach us. And that, my friends, is a Howling Eye. So just when you thought we had her defeated, she screams out and instantly revives herself, and which surprises Alphnaud and Sid, where they bark like, "What in the heck?" And she basically mocks them for thinking that we could actually defeat her in her realm. Because as you can see, all the Ixo in the realm are basically zealots, and they are actively worshiping her. And she has so many crystals and so many followers that she's not scarce on resources like the other like the possibility with the other primals. She can instantly revive, and right now she is getting a lot of power, and she's explaining, basically what her plan is going to be. And she's basically going to she's going to basically eradicate Gridania first, and then she mentions the Children of the Sand, or Udal, and then she'll eventually mention Limsa Lominsa. But anyway, Alphnaud and Sig recognize that they need to stop the Ixo from preying, so they rush off to put an end to that, but Garuda plainly sees that, and and that's what she does. And so while she is gaining power here, she's going to talk to us. And she basically is going to pay particular attention because we openly defied her, so she's going to make an example of us. And she basically howls like all will worship her. She is very power hungry. Yeah, she's not going to try to kill us in revenge. She is going to try to temper us. And we're lucky she chose to try to temper us, and you'll see why here. Our attack basically bounces off the blessing that we have. That's been strengthened by the 5 other crystals that we have. And because of that, we now weaken Garuda and gained her crystal of wind. And now you can see that the magic circle of light is complete. Our blessing is at full strength. And Garuda here is sitting here like, what in the world did you do? How did you do that? And she's going to think that it's impossible, and it's going to take her a bit to calm down and realize just what happened. And that was the cutscene.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die?
We've done it!
Ah!
Garuda,
It is!
kill you all!
Is that all? O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda! Of all primals, the most terrible, I say again, Is that all?
Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country. I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more.
Is that all? Is... Insolent mortal! That foul stench! I see now. She has touched you! Very well.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
Our Lord of the Inferno Almighty Ifrit brought us succor in our hour of need.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! Ah, it hurts us so! The pain! The pain!
What is she? No. No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
Surrender yourselves unto me! I would feast upon your ether! None shall stand against the wind!
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire! It is you who will suffer, Garuda. Ancient Alleg had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
No! No! No!
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time. If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender. Your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
XII, have mercy. What chance have we against such an ungodly creation? And who was that armored devil?
That was Gaius van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and Supreme Commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course. The Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius! Where in the seven hells did you find that thing?
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat. While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side, for the time being at least.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions. All is not yet lost, my friend, for we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
Alright, that's going to go ahead and do it for today's episode. We went ahead and turned in the main story quest, Lady of the Vortex, which closes out the Garuda arc. And while we did lay the Lady of the Vortex low, she instantly revived. And the Empire showed its hand. A mighty weapon called Ultima Weapon, and that is going to be a major concern for the powers that be. So our focus is going to shift from very quickly from Garuda to rebuilding the Scions and showing the world that we are not gone as they think we are. Because our support of them is going to become very important if we're going to want to put a stop to the Empire's plans. But anyway, follow along as we continue the story and we pull the Scions back from the brink of obscurity as we go back to the Waking Sands and plan our next moves. So until then, thanks for watching and take care.